Hey everyone, welcome back. Little 7 Days to Die. As you can see, I am in my world, my little single player world. Yes, I've been in here for a couple hours. I recorded a little bit and forgot to unmute my mic from the end of the last stream again, because I never mute my microphone. I actually mute it on the mixer, so I messed up and lost a 45-minute episode, but hey, I was just building over there. Anyway, so like I talked about in the last two videos, this stuff here we've been doing, right? I did want to kind of finish what I was doing here, but that bunker expansion is really fun. So I decided to come in here for at least another episode, and I mean, I've got so much like good stuff. Oh, you know what? We need to bring... Is 500? Yeah, we'll bring... I'll bring them both. What the heck? Alright, so what I'm doing is gathering parts for... this might not be a bad idea, too. Little landmine act. I'll probably blow myself up. That's probably a really bad idea. Alright. We gotta do some log spikes, right, around the outside. And I've got it I think I have it perfectly set up. Well, I do, because I actually started putting some in. I have it set up pretty nice for a double stack all the way around. That'll get interesting by the front door, because I'll probably end up riding into it on my motorcycle. I was thinking maybe I'll make a garage for the motorcycle away from the building so I don't have to bother riding it in. That might not be a bad idea. Woo! See, I built a fair amount, I just get enthralled. I still love this game so much, I come in here and play it just to play, you know what I mean? I don't know if a lot of people who do YouTube and stuff like that do that. I mean, I still love to play games, you know what I mean? And that's what I do. So sometimes when I'm bored, I just do that. You know what I mean? That was one of the things I talked about. So there's the basic structure of that center part I was talking about. I didn't know if I wanted to go higher or not. Anyway, that's what I was talking about though. Like, really, at first my intention was like streaming when, just messing around, but, and say, oh, I'm going to stream because I'm just messing around in here. But it seems like even there, you can't even really do that. You know what I mean? You can't just kind of hang out. Well, I mean, I could do whatever I want, I guess. But, people really like the stream the way it is. Like, I'm going to play this game, and we play, and it's all super crazy. There's a lot of build-up to doing some stuff, gathering materials and resources, stuff that not a lot of people want to see in a video. And I do that. I do that a lot in, for our ARC server. I did it a lot in 7 days. There's a lot of prepping that goes into some of those videos that is just, like chopping down a bunch of trees or digging up a bunch of clay, whatever it is. Not saying that I wanted to stream just boring stuff, but maybe, just jump on and do that. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I have a feeling that it wouldn't go over that good. Which is unfortunate because, maybe I could just label it hanging out, please don't tell me this is boring. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of annoying when people are like, this is boring. I'm like, well, I know. So if it's boring, you don't come to this one. Come to the one that you want to watch. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. This is the top, which is the part that ultimately scares me, because that other little tower that I built, which was really cool, I started adding on out this way and everything fell. So I may not even risk adding another block out, outside the actual supported wall and just go on top of these. Because like I said, it doesn't have to be that big. I mean, I could put some chests in a corner. There's a lot of room up here, and I can make it look pretty cool. But what I want to do first while it's daytime is, because I can work up here at night, which makes it pretty safe. And I decided to do this little staircase instead of the ladder. No, I showed that on the video that I can't post because of my microphone. So we need to make some wood logs, or wood log spikes, right? No, it's log spikes. Wood log spike. Jam. All right. Could make 60 of them. That's pretty good. And let's see. Get wood. So we got wood. What we need is wood and scrap iron to do the reinforcement. I started over here just to see, and it actually was pretty good. We'll do the full reinforcement on these bad boys. All right. I think this is a pretty good base. Like, here's the thing, right? Whether this is single player or multiplayer. Well, multiplayer might be different. I mean, people are crafty. Anyway, single player, look, they've got to breach. I mean, my weakest point is the door. So they breach the door. Then they've got another door before they get in. But if I'm up there defending, I defend this door area, I really need to be able to see down there, though, is the thing, right? Because I won't be able to see them right at the door. This is the crazy part. So we're gonna do these. And we'll see where we stand. Stand and deliver. All right, let's see where we stand with everything. All right, we got some more wood spikes, and we're doing okay. Break that bad boy down. Why not? Let's put down some more spikes. The way it is right now, look at it. It makes it a lot easier to place them. That it's all kind of organized. I almost just fell on the spike. That I have the sandbags to walk on. Like I said, the sandbags are really just a cosmetic thing, right? But it does work to the point where they've got to jump up on the sandbag and then they're going to jump down onto the spikes. I don't know if that's going to do more damage, but in theory, it's a pretty solid setup. I mean, you know how theories go, right? What the deuce was that? Did you guys see that? In theory, a few more. We're going to have to get some more logs. This is the part back here that was wonky because I had to. The land wasn't perfectly flush, if you know what I'm saying. Dude, that's a pretty serious upgrade. What I'm doing here: 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades. That's pretty solid. I mean, the idea is, I guess, if you had a field of these things leading up to, say you make like a 5x5 little building, but you're surrounded like 20 rows deep of log spikes that are quadruple reinforced, I think you'd be safe. I think you might be okay in there. I mean, unless, like I said, playing multiplayer is different because people get crafty. They're not so easily lured into a trap. But zombies, come on, man. Their brains are dead. They don't think, I'm going straight in. Kind of like me with stealth. You know what I'm saying? Me with stealth, not so good. Not so good. I think we're probably getting pretty close to being empty on resources here. Double check. Yeah, we're getting low. Wow. Good thing I brought both stacks of those. We're definitely not gonna be able to do all this in this episode for sure. I need a bunch more wood. The problem is I'm gonna be out of both wood and scrap iron. Now I have a fair amount of iron. I mean, I could, the possibilities there for me to, turn those back into scrap? I think you can. I'm not 100% sure on that. I've never done that. I'm never like, I'm going to go back to scrap once I've already cooked this down to ingots. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. I have a feeling I'm going to lose my bike there. That's kind of shadowed. Let's see if this bad boy's going to fall on me. A big tree. 7 logs. Nice. 7 logs in your face. Oh, gimme. This reminds me of of Stranded Deep, right? So in Stranded Deep, some people on the stream were saying, hey, there's a bunch of new upgrades in there. I went in there, played for 45 minutes. I didn't see anything new. And to be honest with you, like a game like Stranded Deep, it's really fun when you first play it. But I mean, I played, I didn't look at the amount of episodes. You can check and see how many episodes I played. But it's like, okay, I did a lot of stuff. And then there was an update where they added those, whatever they were. They were like village-looking things out in the water, right? Well, before I was able to play that update, people were complaining in the forums that there was too many of them. So they despawned or made a lot less of them. So I went back in there to check it out, and guess what? I couldn't find one. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So kind of, played the series out. And then, hold on, and then 44. So we need, I don't know how many we're going to need to finish those ones. So then, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I kind of have played it out, right? Well, then there was another update, and when I go back in there, it's basically the same thing. I spent 45 minutes in there. I'm like, there's not even anything that's like really video worthy that, if I was a viewer, that I would want to see. So I just left it at that. Not looking to go in there. Here's the problem. Have you guys seen the pattern? This is, I'm concerned. I'm concerned, and well, let's see. It's a double-edged sword. All right, here's what I'm thinking. A lot of game developers, right? A lot of people, a lot of game developers are making games kind of like this. I mean, think about it. H1Z1, DayZ, 7 Days to Die, Stranded Deep, Salt, all those kind of open world sandbox games. They don't have to be zombie related. Look at Subnautica, another one. That's an open world sandbox game, except it's in the ocean, which is pretty unique in comparison to all the other games that I just mentioned. So a lot of developers are making these games. That's the cool part, right? Especially all those games I just named are really good. There's a bunch out there that are not even worth mentioning. I see them on Steam, and it'll be like, mixed reviews or extremely... why can't I put one there? Extremely negative... Why does it want to go so high right there? Extremely negative reviews, something like that. So... it's something that you gotta really look at, right? Why am I trying to drink that? All right, I'm gonna need some more of this. So that's the good side, right? That they're making a lot of games like these. Here's the bad side. Almost all of them, almost 99% of the games are being released as early access. Early access alpha or early access beta. What that means to me, here's what it means to me. How do I say this? I think you guys understand what I'm getting at here. Because there's been some games that did this already. Early. Oh, how do you like that? Try it, test it out, bro. Test it out. What they're doing is they're getting us being you and me, the consumer, the one who likes to play video games, and we're buying it. We're buying it at, quote, a discounted rate, right? Because it's early access. So if a regular game would be $59.99 for consoles and PCs, these early access games could be anywhere. Yeah! Could be any. Ow! What the deuce, dude? I didn't even fall down in there. These early access games could be anywhere between, I don't know, $10 and $30, depending on the game and what the developer probably thinks they can get away with as far as how much they've developed the game to that point. And a lot of them are good. Now, someone was banging on this door? So here's the deal. I'm not going to put the mines out yet. We got 200 of those things. Put the nail gun away right now. Where was I? So, the good part about it is, games like let's say, just off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of games like, I forgot Rust. Rust is one of the good ones too, real good ones. So we got games like Rust in 7 days. Rust has been developing over years, right? They did a big redevelop. Let me look, and I want to travel somewhere while we're talking. I thought there was somewhere close to here. Oh, I went down. Oh, that's right. Oh, let's go for that. We'll go for that real quick while we're talking here. All right, good. So, it's that way, right? Oh, it's that way. We're going to go straight for it. Straight for it. So, 7 Days to Die. Oh, Ark Survival, too. You see, there's so... You can name almost any games, a lot of games, and they're all the same idea, open world. But there's some unique twists, like Subnautica's got a really cool, unique twist being ocean. Ark has got a super unique twist being... Or not unique, but a super cool one being dinosaurs and guns, and it's not just primitive, right? There was a lot of games that we played on You Always Win that we stopped playing because they literally did not advance development. What they wanted to do, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess. I don't know for fact, but if you make a game and you early access it and you sell it and you get a lot of sales and you don't plan on doing any more, you walk away with the money. Okay? And I've even seen some games that were pretty successful because I was looking through on the Steam library that were pretty successful. Then the blog came out going, in spite of the success of this, we've decided not to continue development. I'm like, what? I guess at least they admitted it. People were like, on the thing, they're like, no, we love this game. Can you at least leave the servers open? No. If they leave the servers open, that costs them money. So no, you bought the game, you got to play with it for a while. Done. You're done. The game's done. Thank you for your money. That's the bad side of this, you guys. The bad side. Now, not all developers are like this, but obviously some are. And there's going to be more that see that they can do this and get away with it because people like me and some of you guys want to play these games. They look interesting, so we buy them. And we're like, yeah, this is cool, man. I can't wait for them to develop more and fix the game optimization and do this, that, and the other thing. And nothing. So the idea of all this stuff is a little bit concerning to me. I mean, we always everybody loves to bash on Activision and EA for being money hungry, releasing games every year that aren't ready. But these are full release retail games, you guys. We're talking about like the Call of Duties and the Battlefields. Look at what EA and DICE did with Battlefield 4. Yeah, on release it was not up to the standards of like your hardcore players. Now there's other players that are like, what? I'm just playing Battlefield, you know? But these guys have continually developed it over a 2-year period of time, adding maps, doing, community-based servers where they can go in and develop and help modify the game. They're going to release another Battlefield next year to 2016, you guys. They have released Battlefield Hardline and going to release Battlefront. And they're still working on Battlefield 4. Now, my interpretation of that is that everything they're doing to improve Battlefield 4 is going to help Battlefield 5 in 2016, right? So that I see as a good thing. But EA and DICE and the affiliates, whoever else, I forget who did. Whoa, the explosives! Whoever did the Hardline thing, which wasn't a big hit with a lot of people, but whatever. You can't be so mad at the big developers. These other smaller developer companies are doing some shady stuff way worse than those guys. So I don't know. Like let's put it this way. Let's say you bought Call of Duty and you bought a Battlefield game, right? And it was terrible. All right? Chances are it was terrible. There was a lot of things about it that you didn't like, right? And you're like, oh, typical. Releasing a game that's not ready for me to play 100%. And we're talking about games that aren't ready for like serious, I'm going to say competitive style multiplayer, right? Like you need your movement, you need your crosshairs, you need guns, all this stuff to be perfect, okay? And it's not perfect. Well, let's say that they just say, keep buying our game. We're going to work on it. Trust us. And then a year into this bad boy, they're like, nah, we're working on our next game. Sorry, guys. Thanks for buying it, though. That's what these other developers are doing, not the big guys. I don't know how this turned into kind of a rant on this, but it's just, it concerns me. You know, it really concerns me. You got developers like the Fun Pimps here, doing 7 Days to Die, that are continually, you know, they're a small studio, right? Because I see the blog. Oh, nice. Wow, dude, 58. I'd buy that for $1. They've got the blog, and there's, you know, a couple people working on improving this game. You know, we're at Alpha 12. You know, I remember playing all the way back, I don't even know, was it 9? I've been playing this game for a long time. You got Arc. Arc almost like updates too much, because I have to keep updating the server we go on there once or twice a week, and I have to update the server every time we go on because I'm a patch behind or an update behind, which means these guys are going nuts with their updates, which is good because it's a good game, right? It's a great game, and so is this. This game's been out a long time. Rust has been out a long time, and you know, Rust is made by the same people that do Gary's Mod, right? It is Gary's Mod, same thing, same people. Now, Gary's Mod is something that's been around forever, and it's like community driven and all kinds of stuff. So who's to say that Rust won't continually, you know, improve? It needs more improvements right now because for me to play it like single player co-op, dude, did that just blow up my motorcycle? No. For me to play it single player or co-op, it needs a lot more PvE aspect. I think that maybe in Rust they focused more on PvP because there's a lot of pretty cool things for player versus player rather than player versus environment. I like player versus environment. I'm getting back into multiplayer and player versus player stuff. I'm getting back into that. But, you know, I really like player versus environment like this because I can have a lot of fun in here, you know? This is a lot of fun. You can chill. It's not like try-hard-ish, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But when I say try-hard, it means that you have to be, like, focused and trying to do good because nobody likes to do bad. If you're playing multiplayer, nobody wants to do bad and be in last place and, you know, get killed over and over again. That's not fun. So you want to do good, and in order to do good, you have to be focused. Well, in this, it's kind of, you know, player versus environment, it's a lot different. It's a lot more relaxed. You can kind of chill while you're doing other things, you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm even saying anymore, to be honest with you guys, but I think the point I was trying to make was I've got a lot of concerns, you know, with these games. I don't know, I guess it's good. It's a good thing in the way that, because if we had to rely on just like Activision or EA, we're gonna get like one new AAA title a year from each one. With these other smaller developers, we're getting multiple games per year to try out. And I guess I would even go as far as saying like easily a 50% success rate I would be happy with. If like 50% of the games that come out are like Ark, or like Rust, or like 7 Days, I think I would be content and happy with that. But if there's only a 10% ratio, that's too low. We need to make sure that somehow. See, a lot of people preach not to pre-order games, right? Even like especially the AAA titles, and what the AAA title makers, EA, Activision, they do to get you to pre-order is they offer you pre-order bonuses like expanded maps or skins or whatever it may be, and it's smart, it's good business, and most of us, if not all of us, We want that stuff, right? We want all those cool looking things, right? I do. I know you guys do too. So it's smart. So they get us to pre-order the game. People are saying, wow, dude, that's a pretty cool looking place down this little valley. People are saying, don't pre-order the game. Wait till it comes out, because if it's bad, that'll teach those developers not to do that. I disagree. I disagree. But like let's take Batman. The last Batman is a good example for me. So I bought it. I love the Batman games. I love them. I love them. Ton of fun. I bought that one, and on PC I buy it on PC for the great graphics, right? It was garbage. It was fine on PS4. It actually worked rather well on PS4 from what I was told. Ooh, that was not a good fall right there. So it was the first game ever that I bought on Steam for PC that I asked for my money back. And a lot of people did. A lot of people did. And it took all of about... how long did it take? Because I tweeted out, I'm like, hey guys, I returned the game. It's not working right. It's crashing. It wasn't so much crashing on me. It was crashing on a lot of other people. I think it was crashing because of the graphics. But, I have really, really, really powerful graphics in this machine. So it was kind of able to deal with that. And I'm really active on drivers as far as updating drivers. So I wasn't getting the crashes, but it literally looked like... I'm going to try and be as honest as I can. I want to say a 10-year-old game, but it looked like a 5-year-old game. It looked like I was playing maybe PlayStation, not 2, but PlayStation 3. It looked like 720p graphics when I was playing on Ultra. And it wasn't up to par for a AAA $60 game. So I said, you know what? Steam, I want my money back because this game is not what they claimed it to be. And it took about 15 minutes and they credited me back. Now, usually people that buy a game and they play it and the game's okay, they just don't like it and they try and abuse the system, it might take, a couple of days or whatever. I don't know how long. But it took me 15 minutes because a lot of people were pissed off. I wasn't pissed off. I was upset. I wasn't pissed off. But a lot of people are like, hey, dude, they did not, they trolled us on this. This is not legit. So, Steam was able to say, okay, these are legit complaints. Credit them back as fast as we can. Now, that being said, it's probably all fixed now. And I would like to play Batman. I didn't want to just troll those guys. But that remains to be seen. Anyway, I guess the point of the story here is, I love these kind of games. I really do. And I hope developers continue to develop these kind of games. Open world sandbox. Doesn't have to be zombies. Because, everybody does zombies, right? DayZ, H1, DayZ's almost morphed away from zombies at all. Because it's all PvP, right? And then you got, again, Subnautica, Ark, Rust. All these cool games. I would like to see more PvE aspects in the games. I know a lot of you guys too, like the PvP aspect. For me, yeah, it's cool. It's cool, but it gets older faster than this does. This has more longevity and playtime for me. I think I'll stop here. I've been on a rant forever. I'm really actually enjoying this topic of conversation, though. I'd like to continue to at some point. I guess bottom line is I hope they continue to develop these types of games. I just hope... And it's, it's a hope and a prayer that there's not too many crooked, developers out there that on purpose will develop a game just far enough to be able to sell it and then kind of just let it go by the wayside, because that would be unfortunate for us. Because again, it doesn't matter if it's PC, PS4, Xbox One. It doesn't matter. The console wars that everybody engages in is stupid because... At the end of the day, the only people that get hurt is gamers, which is all of us, right? It's like when Xbox, went with exclusives years ago on Call of Duty, that hurt gamers in general. Because now look what happened. Now PS4 is the popular console, and now they went and said, all right, they did it. Now we're going to do it. We got the popular console, so we're going to go and pay them for exclusivity, whether it's timed or whatever. And now PS4. You may see MLG switch over to PS4 again. Who knows? You know, who knows what's going to happen? There's some weird things that happen with this stuff. And at the end of the day, if you were an Xbox gamer and you're like, ha ha, PS3 sucks, we get Call of Duty first. Dude, now, what are you saying now? PS4 is awesome and they get Call of Duty stuff first? You see what I mean? It went full circle. Who suffers? All of us gamers suffer. So the console wars are stupid. They're created by the people who develop consoles and the people who are willing to get paid by the console developers to do timed exclusives for their games. Everybody gets suckered into it. If you take a step back away from it, it's like, take a step back and see what happens. Everybody takes like this personal, they get like, oh, this is my mini bike. And then this guy over here says, your mini bike sucks. Well, I take it personal because this is my mini bike. And you insult my mini bike. You must be insulting me. That's mine. It's stupid. At the end of the day, it's really stupid. Hope you guys got what I was getting at there. We, as gamers, as people who enjoy playing video games, we got to stick together. We got to stick together. There's way more of us than there are of them. And if we stick together, we can help steer the development of games in the direction that we want it to go rather than the way that they want it to go. Are you getting me? Man, that was a good video. I love that talk. Good talk, people. Slow clap. Good talk. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. We'll see you guys next time. Later.